and then I'll be able to post it going
Anytime.
forward. Hi, Jan. Good to see you. All right. Well, welcome to this memorial. Thank you for the flexibility and doing it, in more unconventional ways. And I just wanted to let you know that I talked to Bob, and Bob said that he wanted to skip for the time being. They've been, my mom and dad were married for 63 years. In August, it was going to be 64. So he's grieving in his own ways, and
63 years, is that what she said?
63 years, yeah, that they'd been married. So it would have been 64 on August the 3rd.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to light a candle for Karen. This is a little, just a little squirrel that holds a candle. And this will just kind of be in memory of her life, and it'll stay lit while we're doing this memorial service. Um,
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to read a few words, and then my son Ian has put together a presentation, and he'll share. And then I would love to invite all of you to if you'd
Hi,
like to
baby.
share your memories or say
Let him be in.
to do
Let
that.
him be in here.
Oh, and there's Kelly again. Let's get
Oh, he
Kelly
can
in
hear
here.
you. So, okay. You want me to mute it? No, it's all right.
All right, there's Kelly.
Hi, Auntie Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
I don't think I can hear you.
You're muted, Kel. If you hit
Yeah, bottom left of your screen, there should be a little microphone with a red slash through it. You click it. You can...
Got it.
Yeah.
while you were gone, we lit a candle to start out.
Oh, cute. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to read a few words if that's okay. All right. So this is we're meeting in memory of Karen Sue Mensink. She was born Karen Graham on September 28th, 1948 in Los Angeles, California. Her mom and dad were Glenn and Helen Graham. When she was 2 months old, her parents bought their first home in the outskirts of Los Angeles. And, my Nana's note said that they borrowed $60 for the down payment on the $2,500 house. So I thought, in light of the market now, it's kind of interesting. Karen grew up in the Alhambra area, and while she didn't enjoy her sister Nancy's horse, she did enjoy playing with her dolls. Her parents worked opposite shifts. Her mom at night as a nurse, and her dad as a bus driver with Greyhound. In high school, Karen was a flag girl. She enjoyed her friends and being socially engaged. She once said she had fun with a credit card that her parents gave her to go shopping for clothing, and her friends were very impressed a time or two when she treated them to clothing. When Karen was 18, one of her friends got married, and it was at this wedding that Karen met Bob, who was the best man at his best friend's wedding. It was love at first sight. They decided to elope and marry in Las Vegas on August 3rd, 1957. Karen was 18, Bob was 21. Karen recalled that her father said, "If I knew you were getting married, I wouldn't have put new tires on your car." That was pretty funny. And what was interesting is both the parents met up with them in Las Vegas. And there's a picture I unfortunately don't have of the parents and my parents, but it was a cute one. Karen followed in her mother's footsteps and decided to become a nurse. She went to school at Good Samaritan Hospital in Los Angeles. She was required to live in the dormitories there. She was not supposed to be married, so this was a big secret. But then she got pregnant, and when she was pregnant with Kim, it was a bit of a scandal. She gave birth to me in May 1960, and then she graduated the next month in June. And in 2010, I got to accompany my mom and dad to her 50th nursing school reunion, and all the classmates got to see the baby all grown up. So I was the source of the scandal. I think they forgave me after all those years. So Karen and Bob moved from Alhambra and they bought their first and only home. That so, as a person who has moved many times, and my kids who have moved along with us many times, um, they had one home, was kind of a one and done for them. And they bought the home in Whittier in 1961. Bob was an elementary school teacher. He at the time was teaching in Los Angeles, but he decided he wanted to not only teach older kids, but he got tired of the commute, which was 20 minutes long, which now the same commute would probably take 2 hours. But so he made a good move and he worked at a school that was just a few blocks away from our home. Kelly was born in 1965, and it was exciting to have a new baby in the home. Um, though I have to confess, I wish she was an older brother, but I got used to her being my younger sister soon enough. And Kim and Kelly attended the elementary school up the street, and Karen was really involved in the PTA, church, Girl Scouts, community service. And of course, most of you know her as a fantastic cook and a as well. Um, Karen and Bob enjoyed camping in their trailer at Pismo Beach, their dogs, collecting antiques, and their friends who are represented here, Betty, Joanne, um, and their friend Frank Jarvis, who were Frank and Joanne were teachers with my dad, and Betty was a nurse with my mom. So that it was, and they've been lifelong friends. Karen and Bob also enjoyed their niece Jenny and her daughter Rachel and Jenny and Bill. They were all very close. Eventually, Kim and Kelly had children, Annie and Ian and Devin, and they were delighted to be grandparents. And Karen was also a great grandmother to Augie and to Emery. Um, Karen gradually developed cognitive impairment, and she was eventually diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease and mixed dementia. Um, and Bob was a good caregiver to her, but he also had his own, his own health problems. So they decided to sell their beloved home in Whittier, move to assisted living, in memory care for Karen. And as she needed more care in the last 2 years of her life, she moved to a boarding care home. uh, COVID was disruptive for all of us. I think it was really hard on people who were in facilities. Both my dad and my mom were in isolation during that time. And so Bob didn't get to see Karen for over a year. And by the time he did get to see her in the last 2 months of her life, she had declined quite significantly. She died peacefully on June 1st, 2021 at 10:30 p.m. Um, Endings are difficult, but they also invite the recalling of memories that keep our loved ones alive inside of us. Karen lives on in all of us in different ways. We remember her and how she touched our lives. And sometimes the memories are difficult and sometimes sweet, but they all blend together to create a unique weaving that is as unique as Karen was. For me, my mother encouraged me in activities that she didn't necessarily like, such as horse riding, sports, and swimming. She was, as many of you will recall, of course, a fabulous cook, and she inspired me. She was always talking to cooks. Like she'd go to restaurants and say, "How did you do your beans?" I remember she went to a Mexican restaurant and was like in the kitchen with them, like, "What do you do to the beans?" And she told me, "Kim, the secret is the fat." So it's all about the fat. So I love that.
Isn't that always the secret?
Yeah, it wasn't just any fat. It was lard. Lard is the secret in refried beans. Um, and at one, she was a great seamstress. I never matched her ability in sewing, so that was always something that I was very grateful for.
It's true.
And one final funny memory I had was that I love reptiles and had pets. She was not super happy about that, but it was kind of imagine all of our surprises when she and my dad found an enormous chameleon on the wires behind their home, and they adopted him. They named him Bo, and she just adored that chameleon. So Karen's full of surprises. So
Gonna
um,
say.
well, I'm going to invite Ian to share his screen now, and then when his presentation is done, then I would really love to hear from all of you, your memories and thoughts.
Maybe
Thank you for listening to me.
Karen, I can't talk. You.
Pardon?
No. Just say no.
She said she can't talk.
Oh, okay, that's fine. You don't have to. Nobody's required to talk. So when you're sharing, it's only if you want to. No expectation.
All right, I'm gonna start sharing my screen, everybody.
Cool.
I think I am. All right, sorry, I guess I need to set up my preferences and such.
Well, in the meantime, while Ian's getting set up, does anyone want to, does anyone have a memory they'd like to share at this time?
Well, I'll say something.
Okay.
To say it against me, I'll say I drove my mom nuts. But I actually kind of liked it. And we had an interesting relationship my whole growing up. It was the Battle of Wills, I think. But when Devin was finally about 10, we were able to, I started living better and we were able to mend fences a little bit. So I had probably 5 years of telephone conversations with her before we lost touch. And then she moved here for a year. But anyway, I was just going to say the interesting thing that I've noticed since June 1st, every day I go out on the front porch and wake up. And every morning and every day so far, there's been a yellow and black tiger swallowtail that comes and sits on the lilacs. The butterfly isn't, we've never seen one in all the years we've lived here. And so that's pretty awesome. And then there's a dragonfly I'd never seen. And he looks zebra striped on his wings too. And he flies around, and dragonflies are pretty rare around here too. So I find that really interesting. And I think that's the way that she's letting me know that she's not bogged down by her body anymore.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And don't forget, she broke her neck a couple of years ago and survived it. So she's a pretty tough old gal, and considering as dainty as she was.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
She's
Tough old gal.
She's a tough old gal. She is.
Yeah.
All right.
You ready, Ian?
I think so. There was all these preferences it needed me to do that. All right. Can you guys see?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let me just get to the start of the whole thing.
Well, I had a dream. I stood beneath an orange sky. Yes, I had a dream. I stood beneath an orange sky. With my brother standing by. With my brother standing by. I said, brother, you know, it's a long road we've been walking on. Brother, you know it is such a long road we've been walking on. Oh, brother. stood beneath an orange sky. With my sister standing by. With my sister standing by. Well, I had a dream. I stood beneath an orange sky. Yes, I had a dream. I stood beneath an orange sky. With my brother and my sister standing by. With my brother.
Thanks, Ian. That was really beautiful.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Ian. That was great. Got me a little bit.
Yeah. Well, if there's anyone else who would like to join in and share their recollections, that would you'd be invited.
Kim, I will share something.
Oh, lovely.
I met your mom in the late 70s when we were working at La Habra Community Hospital. It was a pleasure to work with your mom. She was caring and compassionate at all times. And I would say that she has always been there for me. And particularly in 1983, when suddenly my husband passed away. Both she and your dad were extremely caring and were there for, they were kind of my rock during that period of time. I think that I will always remember your mom for her creativity. I think she was capable of producing anything in fabric, in wood, or in paper. And not only was she extremely creative, but she made things that lasted and had meaning. And I still have a lot of these things in my home, which I love and admire, and I'm glad to have in my possession. I think the other thing that I remember about her is she probably was the best ethnic cook I knew. Not only could she cook Mexican food, tempura, or anything else she wanted to name, whatever came out of Karen's kitchen was wonderful. What else do I need to say? I guess that I am so grateful for this friendship that lasted many, many years. And we need to be comforted and at peace to know that she is with him in his kingdom.
Thank you, Betty.
That's very nice. Hi, Betty.
Hi, how are you?
Pretty good, thanks. You haven't aged a bit.
Oh, tell me. I'm not believing that.
Okay. Yeah, that would have been a great video, Ian, but you had to put music to it and make me damn cry. I don't know if that's acceptable or not.
It was getting me as well.
Okay, good. I'm just razzing you. No, that was a very nice put together. I wish I had those kind of skills. You look sharp, dude.
Thanks.
You're looking good.
I appreciate it. I don't know if
Yeah.
you met Olivia before, Aunt Kelly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we
yeah.
had the beer
Yeah,
garden place, or whatever it was. Yeah.
Brewing. I have a memory that I'd like to share. I remember when my sister and I got to stay with Grandma and Grandpa up in Pismo Beach in their trailer at their trailer timeshare. And yeah, I agree. Grandma was a great cook. Delicious food. Even in that RV, she would whip up something special, and even the macaroni and cheese out of the box tasted good. And Yeah, I remember her taking me to a surf shop and buying a surfboard bag for one of my first surfboards. And it always stuck out to me that, that she showed me that love and support in something that was a passion of mine, even though it maybe wasn't like something she understood completely. And it was just, I think when I look back, there was these little moments where she showed me a lot of love and support, and she saw me, I guess, so I'm gonna miss her.
Yeah. I can relate to that, Ian, when I started getting into punk rock. First I went and got my hair cut at Supercut, super short, and told my mom that the lady cut it wrong on accident. So I was mad, but I knew I wasn't. And she bought me my first mini skirt and my punk shoes, my punk boots.
Oh, awesome.
Again, I came home and my dad was like, "What in the hell are you?" It was only army green with stripes and a mini skirt. It
Yeah.
wasn't like radical. It was army green. Oh my god! But anyway, yeah, my dad was like, "What in the world?" And Karen was like, "Just let her go. It's all right. Doesn't she look cute?" Yeah, she rolled with my punk rock crap. That was great.
That's so rad.
Yeah,
What was your favorite punk band back then?
Dead Kennedys.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, those were the days. My poor mom.
Karen.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, Ian stole my memory because the Pismo trip was one of my favorite memories of Grandma. But just visiting the Whittier house is kind of like one big collective memory from my childhood. It's really neat that we got to experience the same house that Mom and Aunt Kelly grew up in. Like, just seeing the backyard from your baby pictures, Mom. And I'm like, I know that cinder block wall. But we often spent the night up there. And so I have these really vivid memories of spending the night in either my mom's old room or even on the living room floor. We'd have camp outs and stuff. And we always got to watch the, what was it, Mom? Omaha something natural. It was like this nature show. That was
Mutual of Omaha.
Yeah, Mutual of Omaha's like Living Desert or something. I think Ian and I watched it at least twice a visit every time we went there, and we learned about. I just remember learning about chinchillas from being obsessed with chinchillas. But yeah, the food and the crafts and all of the fun stuff, and definitely I think it's interesting what you all said about being encouraged in your hobbies, because Grandma maybe didn't understand horse riding, but really encouraged that when that was a thing that I really liked when I was younger. So yeah, she created some super fun memories.
thank you. That's wonderful.
Yeah, she was good like that.
Mhm.
I changed my memorial spot. I put it's a jar of incense ashes I've been collecting for years. Anyway, I put a jar with some dried flowers on top and then a candle out in the front at the shared lilac we have out there. And I talked to Devin and she goes, "Why don't you put it in the backyard and make it, more personal?" So I have a sea breeze type scented blue candle with 3 wicks. I went all out. And it's next to a white lily and some grass, big grass reeds that come over and the cat hides in them. So the cat visit frequently, and I feel neat about that. I feel good about that, having that little candle to light and stuff like that. And it's interesting because Augie has picked up via osmosis or something. He said to me the other day, he said, "Nana, just say it." And I said, "What?" And he said, "Grandma's dead." And I was like, wow, but it's in the air and, he's 4. So anyway, he understands that Grandma had to go away and that she always loves him and all that stuff. So anyway, That's pretty cool.
That is.
Please give Augie and Devin a big hugs from us.
Will do. Thank you. Back at you, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Where's little Emery right now?
I'll go grab her.
Grab her.
Oh,
Hey, Emery.
Oh, Kim.
yes.
I have a ring for you that Dad sent to me on accident.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Awesome.
I'm sure you'll like it.
Yeah. And I always wanted to acknowledge too that the Hempelman family is here today, and so glad you guys are here. You guys were such an important part also of my parents' life, and also I remember Tim had an iguana, which was also inspiring to me. So it caused me to get an iguana for our son Ian. So anyway,
I got an iguana too.
cool.
This is Emery, everybody, if you haven't met her before.
Hi, Emery. I'm your long lost auntie.
That's your auntie right there. You're gonna meet her someday.
Yeah.
Hi, Emery. I miss you.
Look who it is.
Hi, baby.
You see who that is?
Papa.
Yeah, that's right.
Hi, Papa.
Uncle David.
Hi, David.
Hi, Emery.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Kelly.
How are ya?
Oh, doing pretty good.
You're looking great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Back at you.
Thank
I'm done.
Hi, Betty. Good to see you. Hi, Martha. Hi, Joanne. Sorry you're not feeling better.
I don't know how to find out who will hear the Hempelmans popped in for a picture, but I couldn't see it.
Hey, Mimi.
Yeah. Anyway, what were you saying, Cal?
It's okay. Does she want something? Does she want to talk to you about something? Oh, okay. I was talking about the Hempelman family. I didn't realize they were here. I don't know who's here. I'm just talking.
Oh, you know what? If you hit up in the corner where it says view, there's a gallery view that you can see everybody instead of
Oh,
talking. Just click on that and then you can see everyone.
okay.
There's Jen.
You totally see my concentrating face.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'd like to.
Hi.
Yeah, were you gonna say
Hi.
something? Go ahead, Jan.
I can't say it. It's too emotional.
Oh,
Allow me to
understand.
say
No worries.
that. Hi, I'm Dave Heppelman, Jan, of course, and Chris. A few memories, and I think the biggest one I had was when we were invited over to Bob and Karen's house, and she would have the fish fries. I mean, it was just out of sight. I couldn't wait to go over there. The food was delicious. We had a lot of get-togethers at Seafair. Of course, Jan and Karen met initially while being active at the Episcopal Church. I'm trying to think, St. Stephen's in Whittier. We were there together for several years, and that's how our friendship evolved. So time goes on. I wish everyone, give everyone our sympathy for the passing of a very, very great, gracious woman.
Oh, thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Dave. That was so well put.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fish fries were legendary. My dad would go fishing, get the fish, and my mom, she says, "You get it, and I'll make it." So that was a good partnership.
Indeed it was.
Yeah. And I think we have Marilyn with us, Marilyn Nolmeyer. Yeah, and Marilyn and my mom worked together at La Habra Hospital with Betty Betty has kept the crew of La Habra Community Hospital alive for decades. And I mean, I don't know how long has the hospital actually been closed, but everyone still meets. And Martha is Betty's daughter, just to introduce everybody here. So, yeah.
I'm willing to share. Listening to everybody, I thought, well, what do I remember about Karen? And, I guess when you're living your life, you don't pay attention. But now reflecting and having this time to reflect, Karen did some amazing things for me. She gave me probably my favorite Christmas present. I was a kid, and not a kid, but I don't know, junior high, and I got this big box, and big box, and it had fuzzy pink bunny slippers, and they were the best presents. And I just remember being so surprised by that gift and just thinking, wow, And then and I have 4 things actually. And then when my dad died, she took me to get the dress for the funeral. And I remember she letting me get like kind of a grown-up dress, not a little girl dress. And, and she helped me with that. And then she gave me, we'll celebrate 26 years this in August. And she gave me my first Christmas ornament for my house. It's a snow globe. And it's the dad behind the door and the family's on the other side. And so every Christmas I put out this globe that she gave me. And I'm like, Karen gave this to me. And then something that I've passed on to my family is we did one trip to Pismo, and she took us to the melodrama, and we loved it. And so 30 years later, I'm in Pismo with my husband. I'm like, I went to a melodrama up here and we found it. And consequently, we've been taking our kids for years, and we have tickets for next Friday because we're going up there. We're going to this melodrama that Karen introduced to me probably 40 years ago.
Wow.
So, like
Arroyo Grande.
Yeah, in Oceano. And, Kim, like you said, she's full of surprises. And from hearing from everybody, she managed to pinpoint significant points in our lives that touched our hearts. And just Ian, just a shout out, that video was wonderful. I loved looking at those photos of Karen and Bob because I had never seen those before. And Bob was hot. Just saying.
I wish that I would have loved to have had more photos. I had a lot of fun with just the few I got to throw up there. She deserved a good 10-minute slideshow.
Heck yeah.
No, it was beautiful. It was really well done.
Thanks.
Thank you for letting me share.
Yeah, thank you for sharing, Martha.
Tell the one, Kim, you got to tell the Elvis one. You have to.
I will, but I think Marilyn was going to speak.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm not very technical, so my husband set me up. Am I audible now?
Yes, you are.
Oh, well, your mom was really special, and I quit nursing pretty early. But the friends I made at La Habra lasted a lifetime. And I think of your mom as the quote, neat as a pin. Every hair in place, just perfect, But I was 31 when I got married, but you feel like a young girl, and they just all came alongside me, I got married in 85, but because of Betty, Karen didn't come to all the reunions. I think later on because of her facial problem, and you can imagine how hard that was for her. But Betty had a small dinner, and she and Bob came, and it was so special to be with her. And I did visit her on memory care one time, and I think it was right before she went up with you, Kelly, and she was really looking forward to that. It was a hard time, but they had the first La Habra pediatric boutique at their house. And your dad was really into beer making and neon signs or something. Yeah. And so we had that going on, and then all the nursing boutiques, everybody was supposed to make at least some kind of ornament. And I still have ornaments from most of the pediatric nurses, but one of my favorites is very detailed. It looks like pearls, but it's a bell, and it's just all these pearls together that make a bell ornament, and it's beautiful. She did a couple of lacy things too, like a ball that she must have removed the ball. It's just this ball of lace. She was amazing. So I just have really good memories of her, and she loved her family. She was young when, I guess, she was the first, for what I remember, she was the first nurse in her class to be married, which was not acceptable, but they let her go. And then I think she might have been with child when she graduated, Kim.
Yes,
So,
that was, yeah, that's one thing I think you joined a little bit later, but you're absolutely right. I had mentioned that. And one thing everyone heard, but I'll tell you that I got to go to her 50th nursing school reunion. I was the illicit baby that got to attend. So I was 50. So anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. And she was always good to work with, you know. It was a special time. Probably saved me in nursing for as long as I lasted.
Yeah. Well, Habra Hospital was my first nursing job, and that's where I actually met Dawn.
Yeah,
So
I remember.
yeah. So
It was a nice place.
It was a nice place to work. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Oh,
thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
thank you. I'm really glad you could join, and it's
Yes.
lovely to gather. I there's a part of this that I really like, it's very conversational, and sometimes in other memorials it doesn't always feel conversational so much, but I'm really glad to connect with all of you, this way. And
Thank you for doing this, Kim. This is awesome.
Yeah, thank you, Mom. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're awesome.
Oh, you're so welcome. And I really hope that Dad gets to see this. And I know there's a person who wanted to come today. Well, actually two people, Billy Roundtree. So he was my cousin Jenny's husband. My cousin Jenny died many years ago, and they had a daughter, Rachel, and Rachel was going to join. She had to work today, but one of the things that Rachel was telling me was that my mom got up early in the morning to take her to, I guess she had like catechism classes for church or something, and then also to driver's training. So my mom was tootling her around town. Her mom Jenny had to work and couldn't always drive, so yes, my mom filled in that way, which was really nice. It was wonderful to hear. So my mom was always, one of the things I remember about my mom is always, we had this rotisserie thing, and she'd always make rotisserie chickens for people who needed a meal. One thing that was really funny about the chicken thing. So growing up in the Episcopal Church, one of the rules was you couldn't have meat on Fridays. You could have fish, which I didn't know how fish wasn't meat, but whatever. Fish was okay, but anything else. She had forgotten it was Friday, and she did a rotisserie chicken and brought it to the church potluck. And she tried to get the priest to give her like a pass, like on it. And he's like, "No way, man." So she had to take the chicken, but it was pretty funny. Oh, yeah. So, and then Kelly wanted me to tell another story. One of my mom's favorite musicians was Elvis Presley. And it was in the early 70s, before Elvis Presley died. We went to Las Vegas, and there was a show, and Elvis was performing. And but then, she was like, "Oh, I really want to go see him." But then she was like, the tickets were probably $2 more per ticket than like other shows, and so she decided not to. We ended up going to see Marty Robbins, who I had no idea who that was, but I guess in the country circles was there. So whatever, that was just funny. My mom had her chance, but she just opted not to see Elvis the pelvis. So
Might have got too wild.
Yeah. Another memory I have is my dad and my mom would dance together to Rock Around the Clock. That was one of their favorite things to do. They'd put the record on and dance in the living room. They were pretty good. They had some good moves.
How cool is that? That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries. Well, I just appreciate you all being here. And I know my mom would be delighted. Well, no, she is delighted to be observing all of this. And I just appreciate all you gathering. And does anyone want to have anything more to say or want to add some last bits?
Joanne would like to say something.
Okay.
Hi, Kim and Kelly.
Hi,
It's Joanne. I've been friends with your parents for 54 years. It's amazing.
It is.
They are my best friends. And they live so close to my school, Bob's school too. I taught with Bob for 33 years. And so they would have me over to dinner probably 3 nights a week. And I would so look forward to that because she is such a good cook. Or she was such a good cook. I have so many wonderful memories. She saved my life one time. They picked me up at St. Jude after I had my hysterectomy. And it was the first time my gynecologist had done a hysterectomy, amazingly enough. And during the process, he broke my catheter. And so they put a catheter in. And I realized as they were driving me home to Yorba Linda here that the nurse had put the catheter in wrong and that it wasn't draining. And I told Karen when we got home, I said, it's not draining, Karen. And she checked it and she said, well, it's been put in wrong, backwards. And she took it out and put it in correctly. And it would have burst my bladder again had she not done that. And I don't think I would have survived. Of course, wow. Bob is so funny, as you well know. And she is such a good cook that they would have me over probably 3 nights a week. And I look forward to that so very much.
Mm-hmm.
So do we, Joanne.
I know. I remember you and Kelly, you and Kim growing up. I saw you as babies and have known you all this time. Kim, this is so great that you've done it.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad you could join because I know that you were feeling so awful.
And that's thanks to my neighbors here, Barbara and Ron.
Thank you, Barbara and Ron.
Yeah, thank you, neighbors.
Thanks, Joanne. I know how much you meant to my mom and dad, and still mean to my dad. So yeah.
He is so funny, Kim, as you well know.
He is funny.
Oh, he's quite the funny guy.
Yeah.
All the mischief he gets himself into anymore, I just have to laugh.
Yeah.
I wish he was joining us right now. But,
yeah, he's not doing it for any kind of reason. I don't think Dad likes doing this kind of stuff, period.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I just miss him. I love him.
Yeah, he's awesome. You should hit him up and have him make you a quick video. It's pretty funny.
I will.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, thank you all for joining again. And I'm going to post this recording to my YouTube channel, and then which is, I say my YouTube channel, it makes me sound like I'm something, but it's not. It's just a place to put videos. So, and I'll send the link with everyone, and you can watch it, share it, and I'll share it with the people who weren't able to be here today, including my dad. So yeah, thank you for taking the time to join and remembering Karen.
Yeah, thank you very, very much. I appreciate it, Marilyn and Betty and Joanne and Hempelmans and Ian and whoever else I've missed.
Martha.
Huh?
Martha.
Martha. Sorry, Martha. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for doing this. This is great.
Thank you so much. Thanks for joining. And all of you have a lovely day and be well, be healthy. And Joanne, I hope you feel better.
Thank you.
Yeah, Joanne. For
Thank
sure,
you.
sweetheart.
All
Love you
right.
guys.
I
Love
love
y'all.
you.
It was great to spend time
It's
with
only
you.
because of my neighbors that I'm able to be over here. It's
Thank
only
you.
because of my neighbors that I'm able to be over here.
So lovely.
That's great.
Yeah.
Isn't that lovely? That is.
Yeah. Good
We all need help.
Yeah. All right, all. Thanks.
All right, everybody have a great day and thanks
Bye.
again.
Much love, Aunt Kelly.
I love you,
Lots of hugs,
everyone.
love to your family.
Bye, everyone.
Don.